Ladies and gentlemen, it's a brand new year, and you know what that means? People all over the globe are going to start promising that they're going to be different, they're going to change, and then it'll get to February and they'll realise that they're an absolute failure and they hate themselves and they're exactly the same as they were in December. But what I have learned is last year, 2022, is the year that all men were cancelled. As we look back on the year that was, we see the triumphs, the tragedies, the losses, the failures. But what we see more clearly than anything else is that all men are pigs. This is the reason I'm making this video. Here you go, 2022, the year that men flopped. Yeah, flopped it out. What do you reckon, babe? Have a look at this big pork sword. Men have behaved so badly in 2022, it might damage their reputations forever. Oh my God, whatever will we do? Let's run through this and learn why anyone out there with a penis between their legs is a horrible person. Welcome to another installment of Let's Demonize 50% of the population, which includes kids, by the way. Let's make them feel like absolute shit. Make them feel awful. Make them realize that masculinity has no part in this world, and if you are a man and you are masculine, then you are the problem. And they wonder why men kill themselves 4 times more than women do. It starts as kids, you know. Do you know that 16.5% of boys compared to 10.5% of girls will experience mental health disorders in their childhood? And then when you compound that by telling half of them that they're pieces of shit and they're bad and they're going to grow up into men, which is inherently bad, do you know that's going to make it slightly worse? We see these articles put out by news publications all the time. We see influencers posting this shit, and it doesn't harm me, it doesn't hurt you. We are grown fucking adults. Well, most of us are anyway, and we understand that these are just fucking whinging idiots, but kids don't. They consume this shit, both the females and the males in primary schools and high schools, and then they churn it back out. So you've got a whole generation of young boys learning from the girls in their school, from the teachers, from the media, that they are the problem. And that will end up in another 10 or 20 years as a horrifying statistic. But alas, let's find out why 2022 was the year that men were shit cunts. Men, you've had a good run. Or let's just say you've had a good run. Great. And now, may we kindly suggest that maybe you consider laying low for, I don't know, the first time that... Oh my God, babe, it's time for the ladies to take over. Yes, queen, it's our time. Even though we've had the same amount of opportunities as men have had for the last, 30 or 40 years. Let's do it, it's now our time. There are many ways for a person to be questionable, some objectively worse than others. And men found every single one this year. Men do horrible things all the time. So do women. For example, and this is a ridiculous example, but stick with me, almost all neonaticides, that's the killing of babies in their first 24 hours of life, are committed by mothers. Almost all of them. So here's the question. Why are there no articles out there like, hey ladies, maybe you shouldn't kill your babies? Dear women, 2023 is the year that you don't murder your child in the 24 hours after its birth. It's a ridiculous thing to say, but so is blaming men for everything. It's not the gender's fault, it's the individuals. There were the men whose long history of abuse allegations did nothing to dissuade people from coming to their defense. Did you know Louis C.K. won a Grammy this year? Louis C.K., of course, asked women if he could jerk off in front of them, and then he did it. Yep, it was a bit gross, not cool, but as Winston Churchill once said, when in doubt, whip it out. There were the men airing their dirty laundry in the most public ways possible, from getting into physical altercations on the biggest televised award show of the year to buying a whole app just to destroy it from the inside out. I'll never understand the hatred for Elon Musk. It is very, very strange. I'm very happy he took over Twitter because we learned things like this.
Almost every conspiracy theory that people had about Twitter turned out to be true.
And then there's the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing where Will Smith slapped him. The initial reaction from the woke people, the progressive people, was like, yes, you fucking show him, Will. You're the same people who want toxic masculinity fucking ended, nuked, removed, and yet you're cheering on violence? What? Honestly, there were so many types of egregious famous male behaviour this year that I don't have enough space to fit them in this pithy little caption. Pithy? Fuck off. So you'll have to head to the link in the bio. Well, I headed to the link in bio, and The Cut, who wrote this, wanted me to pay for it. So how about you fuck off to the moon? Luckily, Apple News covered the story as well. Men have behaved so badly in 2022 it might damage their reputations forever. This is actually written by Jesus' wife. Wow, Mary Magdalene. Cool. As we head into the end of December, it has become clear that 2022 has proved most men, almost all men, should be cancelled. Thanks, babe. 2022 blessed us with the cringe male behaviour of Adam Levine sliding into women's direct messages on Instagram and saying things like, "It's truly unreal how hot you are. Sir, you're married to a woman that's way hotter than you, please shut up." So Adam Levine cheated on his wife, not cool. But also, is it only men that cheat? No. So, you know, stick that up your fucking ass and smoke it, mate. It's also been an appalling year for men's behaviour. Kanye West has been sprouting. Kanye West has been sprouting. Shouldn't that be spouting? Whatever. Sexist and anti-Semitic stuff to anyone who... Yeah, he's crazy. Not a good representation of every man with a penis. Johnny Depp's text messages about his ex-wife Amber Heard were read out in court and he joked about burning her. Yeah, if you put some context into that, it sounds pretty crazy from the outset, but he was calling her a witch. And how do you get rid of a witch? You burn her, apparently. That was the joke. This next bit has to be read like this. I'm sorry. The most irritating part of the whole thing is that men are doing just fine. Yes, they're behaving terribly, but they're still thriving. Wow, 50% of the fucking population is thriving. That's so annoying. And I guess what? Females, on the other hand, are just laying in the streets deprived of oxygen. Great journalism, lady. I am sad to report that men have been doing so badly this year. I want them to do well. Why? Well, purely for selfish reasons. Men make up a large part of the population. I have to work alongside men. I have brothers, a father, and even a boyfriend. That's surprising. If men are misbehaving, it impacts me too. Okay, so does that mean the people at work are sexually assaulting you? So is your boyfriend or your father? Like, what are you saying here? Are these men in your life doing these horrible things? Or just these hand-picked celebrities? What are you saying? So, as we head into 2023, all I can ask is for men to do better. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. All I can ask is for journalists to do better. That's all I want. Back to old love. I'd hate for men to start getting tarred with the same brush as women. Imagine if everyone started calling them difficult bitches. Difficult bitches get called difficult bitches because they are difficult bitches. I think it's important with these type of articles that are just shit to understand who wrote them. So let's find out who Mary it wasn't Magdalene. Madigan. Mary Madigan is. Okay, she's a journalist who studied a Bachelor of Arts. Wow. And she is angry at men. And she writes with power and conviction like only a modern progressive woke feminist can. My mum did everything at Christmas and I'm determined to do less. Wow, fucking no way. Christian Wilkinson's style should be celebrated, not mocked. This is the bloke she's referring to, by the way. Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. Fucking righto. Yeah, let's celebrate. Woo! I avoid my GP because I know they'll fat shame me. Mary Madigan knows she needs to see her GP, but can't bring herself to go because of their obsession with her weight. Lose some weight, Mary. We are learning so much about who you are. Rebel Wilson isn't honouring her plus-size past, and I'm enraged. And here it is, to seal the deal. Here's what I eat in a day as a plus-size woman not trying to lose weight. Mary, all I have to say to you is in 2023, do better, babe. Do better. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the video, I'm sure you did. It was great. Well done, me. Subscribe if you haven't done that already. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. But extinct. Join the Patreon. You get access to these videos 2 days before they go up. Holy shit!